Okay, so for this next knot, we're going to be tying the trucker's hitch, which I said I really love this knot. It's fun to tie, it's fun to hinge, and yeah, it comes in handy a lot. And so we're going to imagine that we already have a bowline tied at the other end. It's like our anchoring knot. And this knot, we are going to, same thing, wrap the end of our rope. Here it is, the tail end, around a good base. Because again, we're using this to cinch, to tighten the line that we're hanging up to dry things or for our critters, to stay away from our food, to put our food on. So it could also be used to set up a tarp. And as you can see, I've got this little branch in the way, and I want my line to be nice and taut. So I am gonna put that on the other side of that little branch and get this going. Okay, so turn it so you can see it a little better. There we go. We've got our rope wrapped around its base, and what we need to do first is to tie a slip knot. Okay, so tying a slip knot, you're just going to make a twist or a loop in the rope, and you're going to take this end of the rope, so the working end, and you're going to pull it through here so that you've got this little knot, which I know is hard to see. I'm gonna try to zoom in. There we go. See it? Yep, that's a slip knot. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just uncinch it so that you all can see how easy it is to undo, okay? There we go. Uncinch, easy to undo. All right, so I'm gonna tie it again. And when I'm making this little loop, I'm making sure that I'm bringing up the working end right here, okay? And then I'm taking my tail end, which is already wrapped around the tree, and I'm going to pull it through the loop, okay? So I've got the tail end through the loop, as you can see, and I'm just starting to cinch it down. And all I'm doing here is cinching to make this tighter and tighter, which, here we go, let's turn it so y'all can see a little better. There we go. And yeah, now it's nice and taut is the word we like to use, or tight. And I'm going to tie, last but not least, a munter mule, which is probably the hardest part of this knot. So you're just making a loop up here, which some people might call a P or a D. I often call it a P because it has this long tail end, but you're making this loop. You're pulling up another loop of rope through it, and instead of pulling it down away from your first knot, you're gonna pull it up towards the knot. Doesn't seem super intuitive, but that's the way to do it. And then in order to just quote unquote tie it off, you would wrap one more half hitch around it like that. And right now this knot is not super taut, so I'm just gonna show you how easy it is to undo. Here we go, I'm cinching down again, making this nice and taut. And something I didn't point out before, but when you're tying your munter mule, you really wanna pinch onto this loop, okay? So this tautness doesn't go away while you're tying the munter mule. So again, just pulling that loop up through there and cinching it up towards the knot, wrapping it around so you have a half hitch. So should look something like that. Not gonna come undone easily, and yeah, it's great for hanging up lots of different things like your critter hangs, your tarps, obviously drying out any gear. It's amazing. So give it a try.